The reason why you want to have financial independence, where your money passively is earning you more than what you could be doing actively, is because that way you can do what you love because you love to do it, not because you have to do it. I'm Dr. John Demartini. Have you ever asked yourself a simple question? What does wealth mean to you? You know, there's many forms of wealth. And all the years I've been teaching, I've been watching different expressions of wealth in people's lives. For instance, you could have financial wealth where you actually have assets that you've accumulated and it's working and passive income is coming from it. That's one form of wealth. But you could also have wealth in the form of intellectual property. You could have it in beautiful children and family. You could have wealth in the form of social connections or spiritual awareness or possibly physical fitness and physique and beauty. You could have it possibly in the form of a business, just purely a business. Different people have different forms of wealth. And whatever they have on the hierarchy of their values, the priorities that they live their life by, that determines the way their wealth is manifested. And what's interesting is many people don't realize that in order to have financial wealth, they have to have a value on financial wealth. When I was up till 27 years old, I didn't have any real big desire, strong desire, to have money working for me. It seemed like I would go to work, I would earn money, and I would buy things, lifestyle things, books, travel, cars, whatever I needed, I would buy it. And so my wealth was basically my skill set, but I didn't have any financial wealth. It wasn't until I turned 28 where some financial planner sat me down and asked me a series of questions that made me really grounded and really stop and reflect on whether I wanted to work my whole life for money or have it start to work for me. And then what I did is I had a raise in financial value wealth, the financial form, and I all of a sudden transformed the other forms of wealth into financial wealth. Everybody has wealth. It's called general wealth, and it's in those areas I mentioned, but it may not be in financial wealth. I know people that work very, very hard and they put all their money back into their family and they've got a magnificent family and a beautiful home and a great lifestyle, but they have no financial wealth. I know many people go and continue to go to seminars and educating themselves and growing knowledge. They have intellectual property wealth, but they don't have any financial wealth. If you'd like to change whatever form of wealth you have into financial wealth, it's going to require that you have a high value on wealth building, financial wealth building. Money circulates through the economy from those who value it least to those who value it most. And if you don't have a work ethic where you desire to serve people, you're probably not going to have a great source of income. And if you don't have a desire to actually raise your life in the form of financial wealth, you probably won't save and invest portion of it. And if you don't have a value on transcending the goods and bads and the extreme moralities associated with wealth, you'll probably interfere with the wealth building. So it's very important to literally ask yourself, what are the benefits of taking the forms of wealth you have today and put it in financial wealth? Financial wealth is one of the more universal forms because with finances, you can go and convert things back into other forms of wealth. But if you don't have a value on financial wealth, it's not likely to stick with you. This is what happened to me at age 28. At age 28, after listening to the gentleman, I had a higher value all of a sudden on financial wealth. And that's when I began to first invest in assets where they were paying me. So when you really have a value on wealth building, financial wealth building, you're actually going to make sure that you put your money into something that goes up in value, that appreciates in value because you're appreciative of it now, instead of things that go down. If you buy immediate gratifying consumables that depreciate in value, you're working against yourself in financial wealth building. But if you're buying assets, that could be shares in companies, it could be building companies or buying companies, it could be buying real estate and rental properties, or you could be trading possible things and putting some of that aside into these other forms. But if you're not actually buying assets that actually start to work for you, you'll be working your whole life for money. And there's nothing wrong with that. There's no moral issue that. You'll have wealth in these other forms, but you may not have financial wealth. And I always tell people that the reason why you want to have financial independence, where your money passively is earning you more than what you could be doing actively, is because that way you can do what you love because you love to do it, not because you have to do it. Doing something because you love to do it is way more inspiring than doing it because you have to do it. So that's one of the beauties of building financial wealth. So I tell people there's 6 things you might want to do to help you in valuing from the other forms of wealth into financial wealth by asking this question: what are the benefits of actually building a business that serves ever greater numbers of people? What is the benefit of actually managing that business efficiently and effectively where it will maximize profits, serving people and actually maximizing profits? The third is, what is the benefit of saving an ever progressive portion of those profits to make yourself more efficient? As you get more efficient, you get to have more profits. The next one is, what's the value and benefit of investing in ever greater degrees of leverage as you learn more about investments? The next one is, what is the benefit of actually accumulating some wealth? Because the purpose of accumulating wealth would be that you'll eventually have your money working for you and you'll end up not having to work for money. And the last one, the sixth step, is the benefits of actually having a financial cause that can leave a legacy. Something that will drive you to earn money beyond what your immediate needs are, that can actually serve people, and people maybe in your family, your community, your city, your state, your nation, your world. The greater the cause, the greater your potential for wealth building. You'll get up in the morning if you have a cause, and you'll push yourself to go do something more. Many people think, well, when I get a lot of money, I can relax. But that's not what really life's about. It's about doing something that's meaningful, that's really inspiring you, that you'd love to do, that makes a difference in the world. So the purpose of converting the other forms of wealth into financial wealth is to liberate you to do what you love and love what you do on a daily basis. So I just wanted to take a moment to share that with you, because I really believe that many people are going around, when I ask them how many want to be financially independent, everybody puts their hand up. When I ask them how many are, a lot of hands go down, 99% of them. And the 1%ers are the ones that actually understand that if they want to have financial independence and freedom and financial wealth, they have to value it. That means they'll study it. That means they'll mentor under it. That means they'll take the actions on it. And until you see those actions overriding the other actions, you really don't have a value on financial wealth. And you deserve it. Now, that doesn't devalue in any of the other forms of wealth, and there's no reason why you can't have all the forms of wealth. But it just means that you're now having money work for you instead of you having to work for money. I just wanted to share that story and that information with you because I know it could make a difference. And that was a turning point in my life at age 28 when somebody shared that with me. So I now share that with you and pass the torch to you. May you now start on your journey of having your financial independence. Thank you for joining me for this presentation today. If you found value out of the presentation, please go below and please share your comments. We certainly appreciate that feedback. And be sure to subscribe and hit the notification icons. That way I can bring more content to you and share more to help you maximize your life. I look forward to our next presentation. Thank you so much for joining.